Welcome to Whispers in the Shadows HQ, where the living meet the lingering echoes of the past. Tonight, we step aboard a ship that refuses to rest. Once a symbol of luxury, now a monument to mystery. This is the Queen Mary, the most haunted ship in the world. Some voyages never end. She began her life in 1936, built by the Cunard Line, a floating palace of Art Deco beauty, longer than the Titanic and faster than any liner afloat. Celebrities, royalty and soldiers all walked her decks. Winston Churchill himself famously called her both a weapon of war and a chariot of victory. But even in her golden days, sailors whispered that the Queen carried a presence, that strange knocks echoed from empty cabins and unseen hands turned the brass handles at night. The glamour, it seemed, was just the surface. When World War II erupted, the luxury vanished. The ship was painted a somber battleship grey, stripped bare of her finery, and grimly renamed the Grey Ghost. She became a lifeline, transporting over 800,000 troops across the treacherous Atlantic, sometimes carrying an unbelievable 16,000 souls on a single voyage. But this vital service came at a terrible cost. In 1942, she collided with a smaller escort ship, the HMS Curaçao, slicing it in half in the churning sea. Over 300 men were lost beneath her hull, as the Queen Mary, under strict orders, was forced to sail on without stopping. Since that day, witnesses have reported hearing the echoing screams of men from beneath the waterline, and have seen the ghostly figures of sailors pacing the engine rooms, forever bound to their final tragic post. Let's descend deep into the ship's metallic heart, to Engine Room 13, a maze of scalding pipes, immense heat and crushing pressure. Here in 1966, a young fireman named John Pedder met a horrifying end. He was crushed by the watertight door known as Door 13 during a routine drill that went terribly wrong. To this day, visitors report seeing a man in oil-stained coveralls roaming that very area. His face is smudged, his eyes are hollow, and he vanishes as soon as the lights flicker, a permanent fixture in the ship's most dangerous corner. Now let's move from the heat of the engine room to the chilling silence of the first-class pool. It has been dry for decades, yet disembodied, wet footprints mysteriously appear and disappear across its tiles. Guests and crew members alike hear splashing, faint giggles and the distant call of a little girl named Jackie. No one knows exactly who she was. Some stories say she drowned here in the 1940s, while others claim she was a passenger who never officially existed. Psychics who visit the pool often break down in tears, claiming they can feel her small, cold hand taking theirs, a playful spirit who never left. There is one room on this ship so active, so unsettling, that it was sealed off from the public for years. Cabin B340. Former occupants reported blankets being violently ripped from their beds, faucets turning on and off by themselves, and disembodied voices whispering their names in the dead of night. One cleaning crew famously fled in terror after every single light in the room switched off in perfect chilling unison. Today, the cabin is open for the bravest thrill-seekers, complete with a Ouija board for those who dare to communicate. But many guests don't last until dawn, fleeing from an unseen presence that refuses to share its space. These aren't just isolated legends. Crew members, tour guides, and even hardened skeptics tell eerily similar stories. Footsteps that follow you down deserted halls, elevator doors that slide open to reveal no one, the sudden, sweet scent of perfume in an empty stairwell. One engineer swears he heard a full jazz band playing in the Queen S Salon long after midnight. But when he pushed open the grand doors, he was met with nothing but profound silence. There are hundreds of paranormal logs and thousands of photographs, yet still no clear answer. Ghost hunters and television crews have flooded the Queen Mary for decades, armed with technology to capture the unseen. EVP recordings have captured distant, responsive voices. EMF meters spike erratically near Door 13, and shadow figures are often seen gliding through the fog on the outer decks. Skeptics argue it's just old pipes, drafts, and overactive imaginations. But those who spend the night alone in her hull describe something much colder, much more deliberate, as if the ship itself is alive, a steel leviathan remembering every single life lost within her bones. Now docked permanently in Long Beach, California, the Queen Mary serves as a floating hotel and museum. Yet even today, many employees refuse to walk certain decks after dark. Tourists arrive for a dose of history and frequently leave with chilling stories they simply can't explain. Every ship has a soul, but the Queen Mary seems to carry many, the souls of soldiers, sailors, children, and dreamers, all sailing endlessly through time. Perhaps she isn't haunted because of tragedy, but because she remembers. Thank you for joining us in the shadows. If you have your own stories about the Queen Mary, share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another whisper from the other side.